Big thanks to Kamado Joe for sponsoring this episode.
Sure, you love the barbecue. Sure, you don't mind spending a little bit of money on meat. But these days, steaks are getting ridiculously expensive. In this case, I want to take the picanha as an example. Yesterday, I was looking up the prices on picanha and they almost made me cry. It's insane, ridiculous. Let me get the numbers here. I was looking at a price of picanha, and of course I want high quality beef, something that tastes really nice. And if I can't get it, I'd rather have a different cut, a cheaper cut with a high quality than a more expensive cut with a lesser quality. So good quality of beef. And I found Black Angus picanha at 39 euros the kilo. I used to be able to buy picanha at 25 euros the kilo. Remember those days? Those were the good old days. And I was thinking, what can I do? Do I need to buy that picanha or could I use something else? And of course, there is something else. And this is it, the tri-tip. I found this at a price of 24 euros the kilo. That is more than 1/3 cheaper than the picanha. Now keep in mind, this is a fair comparison because I looked at the breed, the amount of intermuscular fat and the weight of the meat. And this truly is a beautiful piece of beef. The tri-tip gets its name from the 3 different directions that the grains run in. There's one part where the grains run in this direction and that stops about here. And then there's this part where the grains slightly differ and point in this direction. And then you got the tip where it runs straight with the tip. So when cutting into this steak, we want to portion it by 3. We want to have a clean single cut to separate the different directions of the grain. And by doing so, we are now able to create beautiful medallion steaks out of this tri-tip. And by cutting the steak into medallions, we're going to expose the steak so we can actually see what the amount of intermuscular fat and the quality of the beef is. Wow, look at these beautiful steaks. A lot of intermuscular fat, dark red color. It almost looks like a real Wagyu steak. This is going to mean we're going to have a real tasty steak. Now, of course, I want to try these medallions and see them when they come off the grill. So I'm going to load up the Kamado Joe with charcoal, put in some fire starters and light it up. My charcoal's now lit up, I got a hot grill, and that's perfect to start with our recipe. So I'm gonna put in the grill grates at the lowest position. So I'm gonna take my cast iron skillet, and this may not look like a cast iron skillet, but in fact it is. It's pressed cast iron, and this stuff is amazing. It allows for a handle to sit on top, and this is hollow, so that will keep my handle nice and cool. And I still have my cast iron pan quality. While my cast iron pan is heating up, I'm going to slice some bell peppers because I'm going to make a delicious sauce out of this. 3 bell peppers will do the job, followed by a couple of onions sliced, some parsley chopped, and a couple of whole garlic cloves. Now I'm going to put beef tallow in the pan, let it melt, add the bell peppers, add the onions and wait till I have a little bit of char on it. Then I'm gonna put in the garlic and the parsley. I'm gonna wait till everything turns soft. Now my initial plan was to take this and then put it in the blender and create a sauce out of it. But now I'm looking at it and it's so beautiful. Look at it, bell pepper charred up, juicy, absolutely gorgeous looking. I don't wanna put this in the blender. I want to eat it as it is. All it needs now is just a little bit of salt and pepper and it's perfect. What do you think? Would you put this in the blender or would you just leave it as it is, like I am going to do? Now I'm gonna focus back on my beautiful medallion steaks. These things are ready to be cooked. Now, if you want to season them up front, just go ahead. I like to do it afterwards with a bit of finishing salt. So I'm gonna put these straight on the grill. And I'm gonna be doing a combination of grilling and cooking at the same time. So basically I'm roasting over direct heat. I think this barbecue is gonna shoot up to a 250 degrees Celsius. But with meat that is so marbled like this, you kinda need to melt the fat down so the steaks become extra juicy and tender. And while I let these medallions rest, I'm gonna sprinkle on that beautiful fleur de sel, like I said, while resting, and that will melt down onto the meat and give it beautiful texture and a crispy saltiness. And now we gotta give them 5 minutes to rest at least, preferably 10, depending on the weather. If it's cold outside, don't let them rest that long. But in my case, we got plenty good weather, so wait. And the long wait is rewarded with a beautiful, juicy, tender steak. Look at that. Juicy, tender, and this is what I was talking about. I want to grill them on a high temperature, but not too high, so I can roast them at the same time. That helps that fat render down, so I got a beautiful crust on top and a juicy inside. Wow, this looks so good. Look at the juices dripping right there. Beautiful, hot bell pepper onion was supposed to be a sauce, but turned into an amazing salsa. It's gonna work amazing with these beautiful grilled medallions. There you have it, a super delicious steak dish. Grilled bell peppers, grilled onions, garlic, parsley, and beautiful medallions. And remember the price on this. Think about that. Think about saving some money and creating something beautiful. To me, this is one of the most exciting things you can do. Turn something that is not popular into something that your guests will enjoy. They might have never heard of this steak. If you use it this way, people are gonna be surprised. They might have seen it before from a low and slow cooked tri-tip, but in reality, it's perfect as a steak.
I love tri-tip. It's cheap, I'm Dutch, it goes together so well. And it's really delicious. You wanna know how delicious? I wanna know.
That's good. Juicy, tender, tasty. Now I want to give it a try with a little bit of that grilled bell pepper. There we go.
This has everything a picanha has as well. You got the crust, you got the juiciness, you got the fat. Marbling is just beautiful and it's cheaper. Don't bother buy picanha. Eat this and put something like this next to it. Your dish is complete. That's how you serve your guests.
I just have one thing to say.
Why do people eat picanha?
No.
Why?
One thing.
What?
Tri-tip.
Tri-tip.
It's the best tip you can give. Oh yeah. You know it's good when the dog approves. In hindsight, would you turn this into a sauce? It would be easy, blended.
Nah. I still got my teeth. Why should I blend it?
You don't mind the chunky bits?
No.
It's kind of like a personal thing, right? Do you like it to be a sauce? Or would you like to keep it nice and chunky?
I even eat the garlic cloves. I don't mind.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then leave us a big thumbs up and a comment down below. See you guys next time. Big thanks to the YouTube members. Until then,
Eet smakelijk.
and keep on grilling. And don't forget to watch the next video because it's freaking awesome. Right there. It might be a picanha video, but I don't think so.